Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are all well. A lovely impromptu live from me today. Are you well? Hello, Planarets. It is just 10 minutes before 1 a.m. on a Sunday here in Sydney, Australia. Let me know where you are tuning in from. For the last few days, my schedule has been from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. because I have been attending a live summit for Leap into Video that was hosted by Ecamm Live Network. So I think I'm on still that cycle. I've been napping all day, so I thought might as well jump on board and say hello and start setting up my planner pages for the month of June. Can you believe it? Nearly halfway through 2025. If you are here in the live chat with me, come say hello. And of course, if you are watching on replay, do say hello in the comment section as well. Now, let me know if the volume of the mic is good. Is it too much? Is it too low? Got a new mic, so I don't know if you saw my unboxing recently. I purchased another microphone. Why? Because I don't know. I just really want to make sure that I know I'm already creating good production content. So I know that because I do love my setup. I love my background. I love my cameras. I love my lighting. And I love the microphones that I have. But it's just a matter of, you see something a little bit shinier on the other side of the fence and you go, maybe I want to try that. So it is a wireless microphone right here. Hello, Irene, the budgeting mama. Good morning, Mary Yan. Indeed, nice to see you. Let me just make sure. See, I've been playing around with the my scenes on Ecamm, and so I move things around. Oops, because I moved there we go, that's in the middle. I moved my monitor. It used to be on the right hand side, so then of course when I'm looking at the screen, I also wanted my video me to be looking at my desk. But now that I moved it to the left hand side, I had to move everything the other way. So that's sort of like a little behind the scene of when I set up all these things. So for today, I am going to be start to set up my planner pages for the month of June. Now, I did do a poll on my community here on YouTube asking, should I stick with the personal size, which I currently am in the Filofax Malden organizer in the color Ochre, or should I move to A5 size? And so the results so far with 75 votes when I screenshot this poll is an astounding 64% to move into the A5 size. Now, the picture that you see there, it's actually the Filofax Domino Soft in the color Orchid, but I'm thinking I might move to something else. So I don't know. Hello, Charlotte. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. So I'm just going to play around with some of the setting. Have to move all the comments because that's the thing that I forgot to. I have to be one, I don't know, tell me in the chat if you are like me, that you have to have everything all like lined up. It has to be right in the middle. It has to be perpendicular. It has to be parallel. If it's not, it'll drive me crazy. So for the month of June, I am going to be moving back to A5 size planning. I can see my volume is peaking a little bit, so hopefully it's not too loud. Let me know if it is a tiny bit too loud. I can always, I just got to make sure when I watch the replay that the levels are all good. But these are all teething issues when you get a new microphone. So the wireless microphone, the reason why I got it was because the microphone that I had, the one with the purple pop filter, it's one of the microphones that you actually, it's best sounding when it's close to your mouth. But because I have to plan and I've got, my desk with the microphone right in front of me, it wouldn't work. So I had it, about 12 inches away from my mouth, which is not as ideal. It still sounded good. I think it sounded good. Let me know if it still sounded good the last few, you know, my most recent videos. But then but what happens is when you have the microphone further away, it now it will pick up all the other noise around. So which means the traffic I'm sure you would have heard, and it's not bad, you know, it's just normal life noise. But the road outside, it's a 3-lane road, and it can get quite noisy, especially on a Monday morning when I normally go live with you guys, because it's the start of a working week. All right, so let me get back to it. So like I said, the poll, 64%, when I screen grabbed this only a few minutes ago, 75 votes, 64% of you said, let's go to A5. So I'm going to make it fun and let you guys guide me. So I'm going to be doing moving back into the Ultimate Planner Bundle Printable in the A5 size. As you can see here, I did some shopping the other day and looked around in the stationery section and bought a couple or a few new zebra mild liners and some Muji gel pens. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. So let me just go and see how I talked about things have to be perpendicular and parallel. So I want to make sure that this is parallel to the edge of the thing. So those are the things that bug me. All right, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And then, so what I'm going to do, for those of you who may not know, now I'm just seeing that that's peaking a little bit. I'm going to just change the volume so then it's a little bit less. How's that? Is that a bit better? I think so. It's not, I know when I go and, you know, scream or something, I don't want it to be, all right, we'll get it there. But yeah, just let me know, thumbs up if you're happy with the volume. So this is the Ultimate Planner Bundle Printable. So it has all the pages you need for a month's worth. So what I'll do is I'll go and hole punch it. This is the We Are Memory Keeper, or now I think they're called We Are Makers, adjustable hole punch. And so you can hole punch A5, personal, what's that? A6, agenda, pocket, and mini. And then you just slide these little levers at the that punches the holes. And then at the back, this is a paper guide. So I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to see if you can see, that says A5. So you just guide this paper. So then that way, you know exactly when you put the paper at the top there that it's going to punch in the middle of your page. All right, so let me just see, pop the Ultimate Planner Bundle Printable. I'll pop that in the chat if you haven't grabbed yours, or if you want to try a new planner page for the new month. So it has a goals tracker, a mid-month check-in. Now this June monthly cover page, it's a freebie when you sign up to my free email newsletter. So that is now in. So I will give you a link to that in towards the end. So you can go and print that, you know, for your A5 Happy Planner Classic, or letter size even. You just change the paper size preference in your printer setting. It has a calendar. It has habit tracker and mood and sleep trackers. So I'm going to just punch. I'm using 120 GSM weighted paper. So actually, that's too much. So it's thick enough. I think 180 might be the 32-pound weighted paper. I think this is full because there's some paper stuck in the hole punch. Okay, that's better. So let's just pop the lid back on. Make sure that that's actually an A5. Lock that in, because we don't want the hole punch to be punched incorrectly. Just throw that in the bin. But it will be fine. But, you know, like I said, I'm one of these pedantic people that have to have things all lined up. So I think 3 or 4 pages, especially if you have thicker pages, you don't want to be hole punching too many at the same time, because what will happen is you might break the mechanism. Now, Sometimes I push it, maybe, push maybe one more page than I should, and I really shouldn't do that. So in the Ultimate Planner Bundle, you have a well-being planner spread, you have the weekly spread, and then you have 2 daily pages, 2 daily planner pages per page. What am I trying to say? I don't know. And then that's 7, enough for the 7 days of the week. And then that repeats 5 times. So I like, oh, there's a magnet on my strap here. I like the personal size planner. It's been working well. But what I'm finding is my other pages that I do have, like my brain dump page, my running to-do list, they're all A5. And so, I have to go and move from one size planner to another. And it's not too bad. But when I do have to use those pages in different planners, that makes it inefficient when you are planning. So these are the things you got to think of. It's not that you have to have one planner size for or one planner for everything. It's just you got to see what works for you. So there's been times I've had 3 to 4 planners going all at the same time, and that suited my lifestyle in that season or in that moment, whatever it is. But remember, you don't have to stick to one system forever. You are allowed to change your mind. I can see Susan. Hello, nice to see you. Hi, just popping in for a minute. Heading out for Saturday errands, but didn't want to miss chance to say hello while you're alive. We'll catch the replay later. Yes, please catch it later. So now I've got to move that again. So let me just move that to the middle. So bear with me. Do my little arrow key. Oop, there we go. That said, that's the middle. So I have to make sure I change all of the comments overlay. All right, so I've got my planner pages. Okay, so I've hole punched it. Now what I also like to do is grab a pair of scissors. So this is a pen style scissors. And it has a little lock on there, and then it just springs. I've got my light shining on it. Am I too orange? Let me see if I'm too orange. So this is a little bit behind the scene, peeps, what the things you do. Is it this one? Let's make it a little bit not so orange. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay, so where was I? Is it going to focus? Yep. So what I like to do because I do use ring planners, on my hole punch, I go and cut little slits into it. So then that way, if I have to remove and replace my planner pages, in and out of my planner, I don't have to open the ring planners again and again. And this is especially handy for those of you who might be lefties. And the ring in the middle might get in the way. So this is a nice way for you to remove the page from its place and then pop it back in without having to open the ring mechanism. And of course, if you are new to ring planners, there's no muscle memory yet to keep your fingers out of the way of those rings springing back. And so I have, at the beginning, I have caught my fingers between those rings, and it hurts because it's a tiny little pinch, but boy, is it like mighty painful. Okay, so I'm just grabbing a few pages at the time and then just cutting some. Let me just show that a little bit closer to the camera. So just in the middle of that hole punch. So it's like as if, how if you have disc bound planners, that's how it really works, that you can then remove and replace the planner pages. So what's everyone been up to? I have missed you all so much. Now, I did take Monday off because I don't know if you saw, Sunday I was just a little bit emotionally vulnerable. And so, you know, my husband and my older son advised me, pretty much what I tell you, what I tell you plannerettes to do is give yourself some compassion and some grace, and make sure you are looking after yourself. And if you are able to, take a break. So some of you might not be able to take a whole day off, but you know, even a quick 5-minute breather or a 10-minute walk outside is really important to help you reset. So mine was more so much my younger son, he's 16 and he's on the autism spectrum. He had a meltdown, and he hadn't had one for a long time, but there was some little changes that threw off his routine, and he had a meltdown. And just, you know, seeing him unable to regulate his emotions when, you know, new things do pop up in his routine, it, you know, it breaks my heart, because, you know, I think I'm neurotypical, although I think there's a term neurospicy, but I think I'm pretty neurotypical, and I can't, you know, regulate my emotions most of the time. So my poor little guy, who's, you know, he's high functioning mild autism, but you know, if I can't, if I'm unable to regulate my emotions most of the time, oh, just that hurt and that pain that I feel for him, that he's unable to communicate how he feels, or he's, you know, not coping well. It took a toll on my own emotional well-being. And of course then, you know, the spiral of the shoulda, woulda, coulda, am I good enough, those just all took a toll. And so on Sunday morning when I woke up, I was just feeling really low, I was feeling really flat, and I was quite emotional and really teary, and, you know, questioning whether I'm doing a good job at all the stuff that I'm doing. And so got lots of cuddles and kisses from, you know, my boys, so which was lovely. And I thought, you know, look, I got to power through, because I had a live scheduled for, you know, the next day. But they told me, you know, Mom, take a rest, take it easy. And so, you know, this is what I tell you guys to do. So I went, okay, that's what I'm going to do as well. So I did. And you know, yes, I could have felt bad that I didn't show up for you guys, but I cannot tell you to look after yourself if I'm not doing the same thing. So, and nothing broke, nothing, you know, everyone was still here. Everyone still went on with their business. Hello, Ronnie Cat. Nice to see you. Hello, Plannerets. Okay. So on this one, so is this going to be all? Oh, let me see. Let me see if I can, I wonder if I'll fix it all later. I'll fix it all later. All right, so now I've got this. So the A5, so the Ultimate Planner bundle is available in A5, Happy Planner Classic, and letter size. And also, which is similar to the version 2 personal size planner bundle. So a lot of the stuff that I have in the personal is similar stuff, okay? So it has a cover page. Now I customized mine to have a vision board for the goals that I had for May. It has, let me see if I can zoom out. Okay, so it has, it doesn't have a goals tracker like the Ultimate, okay? So it has whether you use a personal size or an A5, A5 or bigger size planner, the planner bundle printable I have will cover you enough for the whole month. So the June planner page is a freebie. I'll let you know how to get that if you're not yet signed up to my email newsletter all part of my Plannerettes community. So I'll pop this in the Plannerettes community after the live stream. It has a calendar. So there's a calendar. So both of them have a habits tracker, and this one only has the mood. So there's no sleep tracker on this one. And then you have, so the well-being planner spread, there's the mood log, so which is this portion here on the bigger size. And then that goes for 5 weeks in the personal, so one after the other. And then it has the well-being, so that's the habits for 7 key areas of focus, a wheel of life pie chart. So that's on that side of the well-being planner. And again, so both of them have 5 weeks worth, so enough for a whole month. So when some months, you know, tick over for 5 weeks, you have enough. And then you have a weekly spread on the personal, and then on the Ultimate Planner bundle, you have the weekly spread as well. So this one is horizontal layout, and this one is in vertical and broken up into 4 sections for your top priority, morning, afternoon, and evening. Both of them have a, whatchamacallit, it's a water tracker. Speaking of, let me just hydrate. A water tracker. And then for the personal size, you have 1 day spread run across 2 pages. So it has your time blocking and 3 columns for your tasks or priorities of the day. And then you can separate it to work and personal stuff. So that has the 7 days, and then it goes on again for 5 weeks worth. In the Ultimate Planner bundle, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, and then a spot for notes. So if anything that you maybe need to carry over for the following week, or you just need to write down some random notes, you have a space for it. And then that goes on for 5 weeks. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit more. So that goes on for 5 weeks. And then right at the back, you have space, dotted space for your gratitude log, because it's important to start spotting positive things that's happening in your day-to-day life. What are you thankful for? What are you grateful for? And it doesn't have to be the grand things, you know, thankful for that we got, you know, eggs. Eggs, prices of eggs are going up, you know. We've got milk in the fridge, we've got electricity, we've got roof overhead. So all those tiny, well, not tiny, but, you know, all those things that we normally, you know, neglect or don't think of, they count. So it's important to start practicing gratitude, because our brain will start to spot the things we focus on. So if we're always focusing on the negative things, and we're always focusing on our self-doubt and our limiting beliefs, the things that I didn't do instead of the things that I did and the wins, that's what the brain will focus on what you feed it. Okay, so gratitude log, I don't get to do it all the time, but in the personal size, because the mood log has a specific section here of what I'm grateful for. So in the morning, I've been practicing that for the last pretty much, you know, most of May. So I have missed days here and there, but I've been practicing my gratitude log in the morning. So if you are a personal planner, the V2 Personal Planner Bundle printable is really good. So if you want to start practicing gratitude and noting down your mood, it's really great, because there's a specific spot. There is also a specific spot in the Ultimate Planner Bundle, but I do like that this one is separate on its own spread. Okay, and then in the back of the Ultimate Planner Bundle, you have the victory log. So again, you know, trying to spot all the great things that that has happened in the day. Again, don't have to be the big wins. You know, it could be, oh, finally cleared my dining table of the mess that I put onto it. And, you know, yes, we can finally eat dinner on the, on the dining table. That's a win. So that's really good. So that's the victory log. And again, you have enough 5 weeks worth. And then at the back, there is an end of month reflection. So before you move on to the new month, if you have set yourself goals for the beginning of the month or the beginning of the quarter, it's always a great opportunity to do mid-month and end of month check-ins and reflection, because you might be thinking that, oh, I didn't do really well on this goal, when in actual fact you've made small steps. And so it's important to recognize the progress. It's not about getting all the boxes ticked or all the habit tracker all filled in, but it's about recognizing that, hey, you know what, it was a tough month this month, lots of ups and downs, but I got to write in my gratitude log, but I got to meet with a friend for coffee, but but I actually, cleared the kitchen drawer or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be big major wins. So let me know in the chat if you are here live with me, or in the comment section, what is one win for you today? Doesn't have to be big, it can be the tiniest little thing. So what can my win? So in my personal planner, one of the things that I have been doing, so remember, I don't know if you've seen my gentle planning daily prompts. So, pick 1, 2, or 3 prompt priorities to focus on for your day, especially if you are feeling overwhelmed. You don't have to do everything on your to-do list, especially if you're feeling a little bit anxious, you're feeling a little bit emotionally vulnerable or delicate. I call myself, I'm a little bit delicate today, be nice. Pick something, a one must do. So what's, a non-negotiable for the day, one recharge moment. What is it that you can do to help you reset? Is it 5-minute deep breathing? Is it getting outside for a walk? Is it doing paint by numbers? And then, of course, what's one thing that you can do that if you complete it, it's a tiny win? So one of those for me here is one box of clothes. So I have this big IKEA, I think it's the Keypacks bookshelf that has all the boxes, and each box there's like lots and lots of my clothes that I not fitting in at the moment. So I have sorted through each day. I'm sorting for most part. So this one on Friday, I didn't get to do it, but that's okay because I got to do one of my top 3. So guess what? That's a win for the day. So what else? So again, I didn't get to do on Thursday, but I did get to do my 30-minute paint by numbers. Okay, so yes, one box, so there we go. So that's a win for me. So I'm going through my clothes and sorting through all the, because I'm hanging on to some of the clothes thinking, well, when I get skinny, when I lose the weight, I may need it. But you know what? It's been there for like the last year, and so I don't know even if it's something I'm going to wear, even if and when I do exercise more and fit back into it. Maybe someone else would be have use of it, because we'll just donate it to the local charity, rather than sitting in the boxes there being unused. So that's for the gentle planning. What did I get into that? Why did I get into that tangent? Oh yes, just the mood log and everything. So I am currently in my personal size Filofax Malden organizer in the color Ochre. Like I said, I asked you, the community, whether I should go and stay in the personal size or move into A5. So I'm going to follow the community and say, hey, A5 is the one that most people use currently. So I am also going to be doing that for the month of June. So now, which planner cover am I going to use? So in the picture, or in April, I was in my A5 Filofax Domino organizer. So let me see if I can show you my previous month. So we did this doodle session. So this was a live session where we, filled in the cover page, so we can keep it blank if you don't have the time to go and fill in your free monthly cover page printable. You can keep it as is, or you can have a nice self-care doodling, planning, embellishing your planner pages session. So I might do that with you guys sometime in the middle of the week. Okay, so there we go. That's I'll make sure to schedule that. So this was April, was when I was in A5 planner. Hello, Melinda. Nice to see you. I will say I'm a mum. I work full-time job, a part-time job, and I want to get into doing YouTube videos. Your tips and tricks definitely help me keep me grounded. I especially like your planners. Thank you so much, Melinda. Yes, so I think they call it multi-passionate. We are multi-passionate, Melinda, where we want to do so many different things. And so, yes, you know, if you want to get into doing YouTube videos, do it. That's how I started. I actually started my YouTube video just, you know, I wasn't actually the venture wasn't to get subscribers or grow a YouTube channel. I just didn't want to post it on my Facebook page and and you know, bombard my family and friends with all my planner pages. So I went, oh, you know what, I'm going to videotape it and just put it in the YouTube. So I had no inclination or no goal at the time. I think back in 2015 when I, you know, started, and then I went back to work full time from 2016 to 2019. So my YouTube channel was dormant. And then when I had to homeschool my younger son because the public support school system wasn't able to provide the meet his needs, his learning and educational needs, I was scared. I didn't know how to teach anybody. You know, I think I'm anyway a natural teacher, because as in, you know, the way I like to learn things, I want to be able to you know, relay what I've learned to someone else in a way that's easy to understand, so then I understand it better. Because, you know, a lot of things sometimes I'll read and it's like, I'm not getting it. I have to go and put it in some sort of analogy so it's easier for my brain to grasp, and then that way it's easier for me to go and implement an action, you know. So but yeah, so really good. Hello, Leandra, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. So yes, today's live stream is just really a casual one. You know, I'm going to set up my planner pages. I'm wide awake because the last 3 days, or actually, yeah, the last 3 days I've been up from like midnight to 8 o'clock watching a leap into video online summit. And so with lots of different, you know, YouTube content creators and business experts. And I know for me, one of the ways to get me out of an emotional funk is to learn. Because when you learn something or you're following something that has specific steps and clear start and finish, I know that is the thing that helps me get off the couch and build that momentum. So just one small step at a time. So if you ever find yourself, hang on, I'm just going to ask my husband to turn the air conditioning on, please, because I am starting to sweat under these lights, and I do have a long sleeve on because it is now, well, June will be the start of winter for us here in Australia. So this was my April Ultimate Planner bundle in my A5, and then I moved for May into my personal. So this is what I'm going to be going back into. Okay, so there's the well-being. So for those of you who want to see what it looks like after the pen, which means, you know, once it's filled in. So that's a well-being planner, a weekly spread, and then my daily pages, and then you go through 5 weeks worth. And I like to change things up, you know. I like to pop washi tapes, colorful markers and stickers, because me planning and setting up my planner and embellishing it is part of my self-care. I look at it as my me time. I enjoy doing it. Again, it's that clear start and finish. So if you have to, create headings and then embellish it with stickers and then fill it up with colorful markers and plan, it makes you focus on the moment in time. So that's what mindfulness is. Mindfulness is being in this moment, not worrying about the past, oh my God, why did I say that? Well, what will they think of me? Or worrying about the future, who's going to look after my children if, all those doom and gloom thoughts that pop into your head when you get into a spiral. So I like to use my planner pages and my planning system and embellishing it as a way to look after myself and take a moment for me. And look, not every page is filled in. And guess what? That's okay, right? It's not about being 100%. It's being about in the moment and doing the best we can in that moment. Not every day is going to be the same. Not our energy is going to be the same. Something, will come up and throw a big spanner into our curated and well-planned day and well-planned week. But just being able to do one little thing at a time, and then if that's all you can do, and if that's the bare minimum, you have done a great job. Okay, so sometimes we don't get to see that enough when we're looking at other planner accounts. We see all the beautifully embellished page, like all the stickers are placed beautifully. And here we are, we might go, I didn't do my habit tracking. I didn't feel like I didn't get enough steps, or I didn't get enough sleep, or I didn't fill in my morning journal. And then we start to go, oh, I mustn't be good at planning, or I mustn't be organized enough, or look, I didn't use my planner page in April 21st to the 27th. And look, I even paper clipped it because you know why? I didn't use my planner, my weekly or my daily spread between Monday to Sunday. Okay, and it's okay. And paper clips are your friend, or sticky tape, or glue, or little stickers if you make any mistake. Okay, so just know it's not about being perfect. It's not about getting all your habits and tasks and routines completed, and that's how you measure success. Success is that, you know what, I had a win today. I got my 5 minutes break. I had my lunch. I got to put the laundry away. I got to actually read 2 pages of my book. Those are wins. So make sure that you are counting them. And what I've started actually doing in my personal size planner is I have been doing my done list. So in my weekly page here, so again, I get to use my colorful markers. I wrote down what did happen. What did I do? I celebrated my husband's birthday. We got Indian food for dinner. And then I got some Muji pens and new highlighters. So I've started to also note down the things that I have done. Because like I said, remember, the brain focuses on the things you are concentrating on or you're focusing on. So if you focus on the negative, guess what it's going to spot? It's going to spot more of the negatives. But then if you notice the wins, what you're grateful for, what you're thankful for, the brain will go, oh, that was fun. That felt really good. When we remembered how well our young sons are doing, and how well he's doing well at school, and how much of a kind person he is, and how much of a good friend he is, the brain goes, remember when you did that gratitude log and you felt really good and you had a big smile on your face? Let's spot some more, things that we can be grateful for. Or, yay, Marianne, you cleared another box of clothes, and that felt good because now you found those, pair of pants that you'd been looking for ages that, woohoo, still fit. That's a win. And then the brain goes, Marianne, do you remember that time you, organized one box of your clothes, and then you found something you'd been looking for, or that, you forgot you had? Let's do another, let's go and organize and clear and declutter another box of clothes. That's what the brain will focus on the things you feed it. So now it may be a little bit harder to be grateful and to note the wins when for a long time, what you've been doing is you've been, you know, quite down, you've been low, you've had lots of negative thinking, you've been doubting yourself, you've been procrastinating. So that's a habit. So we can't stop it from doing that, because that's been, you know, we've been doing that, maybe for me, you know, for a number of years, that I had lots of negative thought and lots of low thoughts in my head. So what we got to do is we got to replace it. We got to go and reframe it, and we got to put something else. So instead of going, I've got to stop thinking badly of myself. Okay, well, the brain goes, well, what do we do instead? I don't know anything else apart from thinking that I may not be a good mom, or I may not be doing enough. I got to go and replace it. Okay, I'm going to go and note that, you know what? I got a nice hug this morning from my sons, or I got a kiss goodbye from my older son. I must be doing a good job as a mum. That's when we start to reframe and replace. Now it's going to be a habit like anything else, like riding a bike, or you know, learning new things. We might fall off before we can take, you know, if we take the training wheels off, but you will get better the more you do it. And that's why it's important, as much as we can, have gratitude practices, victory logs. And I know sometimes it could be woo woo, let's do some gratitude log, but really, you know, just writing one sentence down, or, you know, what are you grateful for? Ooh, my lunch. You know, I had a good lunch yesterday. Was it yesterday? My mum and dad came over, and my mum cooked a pork belly spring roll Vietnamese vermicelli noodle for lunch. And it was like, oh my God, so good. She's such a good cook, right? So that's a win. That's what I'm grateful for. So you got to start spotting it. Hey, Leandra. Hello, Elle. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you are doing well. All right. So these things, it takes time. The more we do it, then the better we'll get at it. Okay. So then there's the gratitude. And then victory, because of course I want to use my colorful markers, make it nice and fun. See, as you can see, I don't get to do it all the time. It's not that I wasn't, there wasn't any wins, or it's not that I wasn't grateful. It's just something else took high priority during that time. That high priority, you know, is could be that, you know what, I just sat on the couch. I needed to rest, or, you know, I had to go to sleep, get to bed early because I had to wake up very early the next morning, so I didn't get to do my evening routine. Missed pages. Do not have a look at any blank pages or empty habit trackers as a negative thing. It's just that you did something else that was of a higher priority and that mattered to you in that moment in time. Okay, because I get this, a lot of people go, I'm not good at habit tracking. I forget to fill in my planner pages. That's not a bad thing. It's just you were doing something else. Okay, and then if you go, all right, if you go, oh, I'm always spotting the negative stuff, or I'm always thinking of, you know, the things that I should have, would have, could have done. And if that's your narrative over and over again, and you want to change it, then that's when we start to practice victory, looking for the wins, looking for what we're grateful for, looking after our well-being, prioritizing ourselves on top of that list each day that we're doing something for ourselves. Okay, so really important. Right, so am I going to, the reason why I showed you this is that's what the Ultimate Planner Bundle looked like. And that's what I'm going to be going back into. So do I want to go back into the Filofax Domino Soft in the color Orchid, or the Filofax did gift me one of their new ones, which is the Camden. So this is the Camden, and I've forgotten the color. What is the color? I'll look at it. Let me see. Let me see. So the great thing with Camden is it's got a 30 millimeter ring. I'm going to just have a look at what the color of the Camden is. Filofax Camden A5. And the colors. What are the colors? Okay, Camden Organizer. Let's have a look. It is in the color. Oh, look, they've got it in mocha. Oh, they've got it in there, mocha. Oh, it's up here, mocha. Oh, that's a pretty color. So the one that I have is the olive. There we go. This is the olive. Okay, so I think because I haven't actually used the Camden or shown it on, I've sort of like used it but never really shown it apart from the unboxing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. At the moment, let's do a quick planner flip. I'm here for a while. You can pop in and out. This is sort of like an unplanned live stream because I was up and I was everyone else has gone to bed and it's nice and quiet. So Filofax A5 Camden Organizer in the color olive. The great thing with this one is it's like it's a folio because the ring mechanism is removable. Isn't that fantastic? So if you wanted to have maybe a Hobonichi or other A5 size planner, is that the one? Oh, this way. You can go and pop a different planner in there, okay? So see, it's quite wide. So then if it's just a notebook on its own, it fits both of these, okay? So I have this dotted notebook that I got. Someone gifted me an eCam member. They had won it, and so they sent it to me instead. It's a dotted notebook, but it's the same one that is in my merchandise shop. So I have a Plan, Make, Reflect dotted notebook, and it's this from the same makers. So what I did is, because this book from the eCam community is their camp from a year or so ago. So I didn't attend it. So what I did is I got, this is Happy Planner Classic monthly dividers, and because I don't use my Happy Planner Classic, I only really bought it so then I could go and take a picture of my planner pages in it. So what I did, these are dividers, monthly dividers, but because they got such pretty print and graphics, I cut it so then it just fits into the A5, and then I did it as well as the cover page here. So then when I do have it in here and I have it open because I've slipped it onto the left hand cover, when it's open I still have a cover page, and then the same at the back. So this again, so you can get any printed cardstock that you like, and if you have any A5 notebook that you have, it doesn't have to be A5, but maybe you like the pages but maybe not the cover, or maybe it's an old year, maybe it has a 2023, grab yourself some pretty cardstock, printed cardstock, and then go and make sure to go and cut it and then just glue it, and then look, okay? So and then it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 what is it, credit card pockets, and then I've just put some sticky note flags. This is just a plastic sheeting. I think it's laminated sheets, and then some transparent Happy Planner Classic stickers, and I've just put that in there just to give it a little bit of pizzazz, okay? And some more sticky note flags. Create scrapbooks. Hello. Oh gosh, oh my gosh, not Charlotte, not no, not Amy. Oh, does it start with P? Brain fog. It's 1:36 a.m. Please forgive me. And because I have I haven't been going live stream for a while, I forget these things. Oh, please don't make my perimenopause make me brain fog too much. So that's why I got to keep my brain active. All right. So the Camden, you can slip a notebook on that side. The ring mechanism with a 30mm ring, and this is sort of like a gray chrome, so that's a pretty ring size. And then see, there's the plastic thing at the back, so it's a really sturdy a plastic that just slide in there. And then you've got the side pocket here. Now what I have in here is just all my content creation stuff. So my well, it has weekly Filofax weekly pages that I haven't really used. And then what I did, these are the Filofax dividers that came with, you know, the planner cover, or the planners, but it's just plain, so that's just on its own. So again, I got more of the Happy Planner classic dividers, monthly dividers from you know, a few years back. I just cut it to size, glued it. So then, and then for the tabs, all I did was grab some washi tape and then just cover the tabs. So just cover that bit there, and then the back as well. And then I use my label maker to put the labels, and then I use just a different colored washi tape. Let me zoom in a little bit now. That okay, is that too? Yep. All right. And then look, I made it all colorful. Weekly content pillars, my content calendar, Instagram stuff, Plannerette's community, my newsletter. Oops. So these are just the different things, the topics and ideas and content that I want to plan for. And then again, each divider has, I've cut the life is beautiful. And so it's really nice to see when you're opening to these planner page. So I guess they call it dividers or dashboard for those who are more in the know about planning terminologies and planner terminologies. So then I've just got them make today ridiculously amazing, live, laugh, love. So because there's 12 months in the year, and there's enough to cover all these, you know, what's this, 2, 4, 6, and then this one, the 7th, and what else? And then, so yeah, today, so I think I've got some more that I've just popped in there as, see, this is just how they are. So these are the Filofax dividers that comes with the planners, and then it has a clear top opening pocket, and again, that's that, and it's only got the one pen loop. So I've just got my Lamy there. So for the month of June, I'm going to keep this, I'm going to keep my notebook in here. Let me just, sorry, I'm zooming in and out and making you guys dizzy. I just want you to see the whole, ooh, Marianne. All right, that's it. All right, I want you to see the whole planner. So I'm going to keep that in there, but I'm just going to put that aside for a second. And then really, you should be opening your ring planners with that. I always open it on there, and that can cause the gap. Okay, so I'm going to start off fresh, nice and fresh. Okay, so I will probably keep these in a different planner because I don't use this all the time. It's only when I'm planning for the week or planning for the month, my, you know, content creation stuff. Okay, so we're going to put my Ultimate Planner bundle printable for the month of June. So let's start that there. The other thing that I'm going to pop in here, so this is the Clipbook in Orchid. This is my, what I call my planner reset, when everything's chaotic and you can't even plan in your planner, you just grab the printables that I normally have. So we have a self-care bingo card. This is a freebie as well when you sign up to my email newsletter. And yes, 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 you know, the link is in the description, but let me see if I can pop that as well in the newsletter. Okay, so I've just popped that in the chat. So if you haven't yet signed up for my email newsletter, you can get the self-care bingo for free. Now, it is also available in the shop for a measly $2 Australian if you want to like to support my channel and just but you can get it as a freebie. And so it has 25 self-care ideas from as little as 1 minute. Take 1 minute to breathe deeply, read a book, take a long bath or shower. So if you go to me, Marianne, I don't have time for self-care. I'm too busy. I'm overworked. I've got my to-do list is overflowing. You can spare a minute. If it's only 1 minute deep breathing each and every day of self-care you can do, that is better than not resting. Okay, so sometimes when we're overwhelmed, overworked, stressed, stretched thin, we can't even think up of what break. Sometimes the break that we do take, we're doom scrolling, right? We're on our phone, and then 45 minutes later, we've watched, hundreds of TikToks and reels and shorts and videos, and yet we go, I don't have time for a break. Well, that may not be true. Okay, so self-care bingo. So I'm going to have that there because I want that front of mind. What else am I going to put in here? So this was my Wheel of Life goals for May. I may pop that in there because I need to go and review what my goal was in May in order to figure out what goals I want to focus on for the month of June. So I'll pop that in there. Again, remember, if you were here at the beginning when I talked about, what did I talk about? When I talked about if you have negative thoughts, self-doubt, limiting beliefs, you're not good enough, and it's hard to stop that when that's what's been our dialogue and the things that we've been saying to ourselves for a long, long time. So we need to reframe. We need to change things. So one of the practice is, writing down or chanting or saying to yourself daily positive affirmations, So if you're feeling overcoming overwhelm, you can say, I stay calm under pressure. I take things one step at a time. Or if you want to maintain motivation, if you're trying to do your workout or exercise, I stay motivated and focused. I find joy in completing tasks. And then what you can do is you can write these down in your daily planner as one of the top things to you. Then when you're looking at your daily page and you're looking at things to do, you can start and just pick one day. And then there's 35 here because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks worth, so enough for 5 weeks. And so if if you're feeling a little bit down and you go, okay, I manage my time effectively. 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 Because remember, what you say to yourself is what your brain will start to focus on. Guess what? Yes, that's right. This is another freebie. If you're new to my channel, what? You get so much freebie. You do, because I want you to be able to remove as much friction from making the first steps to reframe and focus on the positive. Okay, so 35 daily affirmations. I'm going to pop that there because in the morning when I'm there going, what am I even doing? Is this worth it? Is making videos worth it? I've made a video, I've put so much effort and it's got, 10 views or no likes or no comments. Is it really worth it? And then I'll go and have a look. I am in charge of my life. I attract opportunities for growth. Okay, so then these are just gentle ways to help reframe those negative thoughts. And you can go and download it, pop it in your planner. So then each day when you go, you might not need these each and every day because, you might be like, wake up the one morning and go, all right, I'm so excited. I'm going to go meet a friend for dinner, or I've got a birthday celebrations to go to, or see family and friends. And then there's no reframing because you're already in a positive frame of mind. But then if you want to make it even a better day, then you can also look at this. So I'm going to have that. And this is one of my favorite tools that I have used. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to look for some, I've got some brain dump in here. Some brain dump pages. Who here, let me know in the chat, who here has done my brain dump, follow along with me or watch my brain dump videos. Okay, right. So, do you want to guess how much this brain dump guide is? It's free. Correct. You're correct. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so if you are unable to do the brain dump session with me, whether you're watching the replays of them where I put a timer on screen, I go through the steps and I do it myself, you can just print this guide. So step 1, 2, or 3, and 4. Okay, it tells you what to do, and you even get the brain dump grid paper. So then you write it all down. Me, Elle has done it. Excellent. I love it. You write it down, you categorize it, you cross it off when you've already completed or you've transferred it in your planner pages. So the brain dump guide, the guide and the grid, it is free. That's 3 free things so far. Come on. There's no excuse and go, Marianne, I don't know how to do a brain dump. That's okay. I'll help you. Figure things out, because you know why? Because I'm figuring things out myself. Just because I have a planner channel and just because I have Instagram that talk about planning does not mean I am good at planning. That is why I do it. Because when the brain starts to spiral, when I'm feeling sad, when I'm having those low thoughts and low moments and I can't think straight, this is my help. This is my guide. These things here, these pages, these tell me what I need to do when I can't think of it for myself. When I go, what is it I'm supposed to do? Last night, me going, Marianne, I got you covered because last night we talked about what's 1, 2, or 3 top priorities we should do for today. Just do that. That's it. That's all you have to do. Once you've done that, you can decide, shall you do the next thing? That's okay. Just do the bare minimum when you're not fully able to do everything on your list. Okay, so brain dump. I'm going to grab my clear divider tab. So this is just, I think this one is a clear document envelope that I cut to size, A5 size with a little tab bit, and then I've labeled it. So I'm going to have that ready for June. What else am I going to put in there? My running to-do list. So let me get that. So let's get some new ones, some new pages. Again, just like if you're like Elle, who have followed my brain dump and weekly reset session video, this is just, it's a game changer. I tell you, when you're like feeling like your day is like unmanageable and you can't think, what am I supposed to do? This will help you. Okay, I'm going to put that here. So that's one of the front pages because that's my go-to page. So I do a brain dump, I categorize it. Once I've categorized it, I put it on a list of things I need to do for the week. So all I'm doing is I'm funneling the clutter in my brain, popping it down on paper, categorizing it so it's easier to sort, and then I only have to worry about the things I need to do today, tomorrow, and the week. Things that for next week or next month, I have it in my brain dump. I can look at that next time. I'm going to take these out because I want to start fresh. Fresh, fresh, fresh. Okay, so let's pop that over there. What else should I put in my A5 planner for June? Okay, the other things I have in my reset, I call it my planner first aid reset kit, is the daily pages. But because I already have daily pages in my ultimate planner bundle, I'm going to keep that separate. What else is there? Daily pages. All right, so I have different versions. So if you go, oh, Marianne, I don't have a planner, you have a daily page that's the whole full page. So if you're like writing big and you have lots of things to do, there's a full page of daily. you have the same one that I'm going to be using, so 2 daily pages, 2 per page, or you have one where maybe you have extra things happening or a different project that you want to keep separate. So I can put that. So what it is, it's a fold out. Okay, so maybe you've got a project and it's just for 1 week, right? You pop that in between your normal pages, pop that in there, and then I could just go, ooh, okay, that's all right. So for this project, I've got that stuff. So it's all contained in one planner page. Let's have a look. Elle says having negative thoughts and doubt this week. I appreciate this live right now. Now, Elle is also a content creator, a YouTuber like I am. We met through an online, grow your YouTube channel. And, man, content creators, we gotta have wear so many different hats. And yes, we put in so much effort and getting our videos out, and you hear crickets and things like that. So we've got each other, Elle. This is why we need to show up for each other and have this support. Hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you. When you switch your planner systems all the time, how do you keep track of what you did for the year? Like if you need to look back at anything you did in the previous month or year. I have mine all archived, so I pop it in, I rubber band it and everything else. But because all the stuff I have for my daily planner pages, there's nothing really that I need to keep for a year or two, or how 7 years. If you do have anything like that, Jennifer, yeah, so you can buy separate folders and then keep it that way. But at the moment, I've just archived all of my previous planner pages. They're in the, I've got a big Keypax IKEA bookshelf, and then I've just, I've put 2023, 2022, so, January to December. That's how I keep it. And same thing, because yes, you're right, I do jump from from one size to another. So I just keep them all together. But because I don't really look much of the daily pages, because a lot of it is, do this, do that, anything that's, I guess that you need to keep for a long period of time, I put that in a folder in my computer. So, like notes in my computer. So then it's all archived there. And because I have a wonderful young son, my youngest son, who's on the autism spectrum, and one of his calming things that he likes to do is he likes to cut paper and rip paper. And so if he finds any of my paper that aren't archived or put aside or put the do not touch mum's things, he may cut them up. So a lot of the things I have to now put my reframe my thought that if something does get cut up or torn up, then I'm not going to be too hard on myself. So anything like that, you can, I know of other people that scan their pages as well. So that's another way. Great question. Jennifer says, I would love to switch too, but I also need something in one place. I love all the printable, by the way. I have a lot of them and enjoy using. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I use it in one place. I love all, but I also need something in one place. Yeah, so that's the difficult thing, is having the one place, because I know if I have, let's say, my weekly and my daily separate, in a, say, smaller size or a bigger size, I have to where did I keep that? And then, or you have to either rewrite things twice. So you got to find a system that sort of works well for you, because I know sometimes most people want, one big page, but then if you travel to and from work, it's such a big, or if you're catching public transport and you're not driving to work, having to carry such a big planner can be, it can be hard on your shoulders and all that stuff. So it is a matter of finding a system that works for you. So if you work and you can manage having things in multiple planner pages like I do sometimes, And it doesn't always have to stay the same way, because then if you don't have a lot of stuff going on, you know, if there's a season or a month where, hey, it's not busy, then you may not need a big planner. So I always just say, find a planning system. So not a brand, not size, but a system that works for you within the moment, within the season you're in. And so, and you have to accept the fact that you know, you'll have it in different places. Because in 2024, I wanted to have everything in one planner, and hence why I bought the Hobonichi, because I thought, right, I'm going to have everything in one planner, all my weeklies, all my dailies, all my habit tracking and everything. By March, I needed the novelty. I needed the change. Yes, you're so welcome, Al, very much welcome. St. Croix, is that the way you say it? US Virgin Islands last Kmart is closing completely in August. I didn't get to get the walking pad. Oh no. But yeah, so speaking of walking pads, some walking pads that you see on the Amazon, they are, my lips are dry. They are can be deceiving, because what will happen is they'll superimpose a picture of someone, you know, and it looks like it's a big or a wide or a long walking pad, because they put a, you know, a normal sized person, and in actual fact it's so little. So the one I purchased on Amazon, and because I'm only 4'10" 3/4" I don't need a wide one and I don't need a long one. But if I'm like taking big strides, I'm like finding myself at the edge of the walking pad. So just make sure that if you are, those of you who are in the market for a walking pad for home or treadmills, is measure your strides. You know, so if you're running, measure how, you know, how wide your stride is, and also, you know, just place some markers on the floor that if you're walking, you know, how wide do you need the walking pad to be for you to walk, so then you're not like keeping your feet close together. So that's an important thing. And even, you know, placing it in your house. So I have it placed against the wall, so I have to always move it away from the wall, or else I'm knocking my elbow on the wall. So just a little tip for those who are wanting to get walking pads: your stride, the width of your stride as well, and very important, and make sure you look at the dimensions of the walking pad, because those pictures you see, and you see like a normal, you know, maybe 5'2", 5'3" woman, and it's like, oh, it looks so long and it looks so wide. No, they're just, you know, cut and cropped a picture of someone. You're most welcome, Jennifer. Thank you. Ronnie Cat says, I've been doing the Pomodoro system. I found a nice Pomodoro app to help. Yes, I was doing that too today. I was doing my Pomodoro system, so I put my 25 timer on. I'll make sure to pop the link for this one, and then with 5-minute break. So for those of you new to the Pomodoro, so Pomodoro in Italian is tomato, and I think the guy in 1982, he you know, the tomato kitchen timers, that's why it's the Pomodoro timer, because he used that as his timer, the tomato timer. So the essentially the system is work 25 minutes. So this is focus time. Work 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Work 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. So do this for, do the 25 Pomodoro 4 times, and then take a longer break. So that's 2 hours worth of focus time, because really you want to be working, essentially doing, having a focus time of 2 to 3 hours, and not starting on another, you know, different projects, because it takes a lot of time for the brain to reset. So if you can imagine, if you're working on so many different tasks at the same time, instead of focusing on one major task or to do, you know how if you have to turn on and off or restart your computer again, it takes time for it to, you know, get the system going, and then opening a new tab or closing a new tab. That's what it's like when you're not focusing on one particular task at a time. Now today, when I did do my Pomodoro time of focus time, what was I doing this morning? Oh, I was learning my online course, right? I was getting bored. And then I'm there going, I think I've figured something out. It's not that I'm scared of taking a leap or taking a risk with a new venture that I want to do, and as part of my content creation. It's not that I'm scared of what if it doesn't work out. What it is that I get bored having to do the task, because it's like, oh my God, why can't I already have it all launched? Why can't it already be done? So the little reps you do in between to get to the outcome, I get so bored easily, right? And then I give myself the excuse, and this is my brain, and this is the way it's been for the last 20 years. It's like I'm thinking, oh, it takes so long for something to happen. I equate that, and then I start to go and say, Marianne, maybe you're not going to be good at it, so don't do it, right? Because that's our brain, that's our amygdala, our fight, flight, or freeze mechanism going, trying to protect us. Well, you know what? If it fails, then you're not going to feel good, so let's not do anything. So it's making me think that that I may not, this venture that I want to do may fail, when in actual fact, I get bored easily doing the reps. It's like, why can't I have, 6-pack already? I've done 10 sit-ups. Well, no, it's going to take a lot more than 10 sit-ups to get a nice, rock hard abs. And it's the same way with any of the stuff we do. So the focus time, even though we can easily be distracted, oh, our phone's pinging. Oh, let me check an email while I'm doing a task. Oh, I'll go check my phone when I should be taking a 5-minute break. So focusing again, what you focus on, you'll get better at. So really important. Oh, I love that you got a lot of stuff. I love this walking tip. Yes. I'm so happy that if I was any taller than 4'10" and 3/4, the walking pad I would have would be like no good. And even I think my mum's just 5 foot. Even for her, it would have been too narrow and too short. Yeah, and she's a short person as well, right? Not as short as me, but because so if I'm sort of like taking, if it's it's like 6 kilometers per hour, the speed, and I'm taking bigger strides and quicker strides. If I don't watch myself, I'd like fall off of the edge. So yes, just make sure. Always measure, because you know how when people buy from Temu and then they buy a couch and it's a tiny little couch. Oh, I'm so glad you got a lot done, Ronnie Cat. I love that. It is pronounced like St. Croix. All right, Croix, St. Croix. Yes, St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Island. All right, thank you. Your bangs look so cute. When I did it, when I had my emotional breakdown. It's so funny because when my mum and dad visited the other day, and my son has his own room and it's a big mess, and then and it just reminded me when my room used to be messy. Well, when it was messy, right? When I was a teenager. And then I would have this, bouts of cleanliness and organization, and I would clean it and it looked so pretty, and I'd have the lamp all nice and my curtains all lovely, and my, quilt or duvet cover looked pretty, and I had a little couch in there, and I'd put some lovely soft music, and then Dad would come home and then he'd walk past my room because it'd be open because it was clean. He would go to me, "Are you sick? Are you okay?" Because it's it's so out of typical normal stuff when my room's all a mess and food and cups and plates are normally in there. So when I get a little bit sad, a little bit upset, I like to do things that change things up. So I cut my fringe. Yes, Leanna, I cut my fringe. So I watched YouTube videos, and I did take I should put that me cutting it, and what do you call this? I don't know the terminologies. I watched it up, but this is supposed to be the Korean fringe side bangs or something like that. But yeah, thank you. Oh yes. So now it's like I had it here. I was thinking of it as doing curtain bangs, but I didn't like how it looked on me. Probably because that sort of style was when I was, when I was growing up in the 80s. And so it just reminded me of the 80s. So I went, no, I like the bangs. And then I cut it a bit, And then, so I have a video that will be coming up where I've got them in rollers. I've got my fringe in rollers. So then that way it'll at least roll a little bit. So I might do the rest of the live stream with my rollers. And then I think one of the reasons, because I get such oily, my skin type is oily, so having it in rollers will mean that and my fringe doesn't get oily. So there you go. Marilyn, hello, nice to see you. I have signed up for your email newsletter for a couple of months, but I've never figured out how to get your freebies. Could you explain? Thank you. I've looked everywhere I can, so I'll have a look. If you can message me, if your email on if you had put your name as that, Marilyn Caldwell, because if you have unsubscribed from it in the past, because I do send weekly newsletter, and then I do have reminders of where you can get the freebies, but let me take your name down. Or if you can, email me at Marianne, so MARIANE at mariannecresp.com, and just remind me. So let me just, Marilyn. Or if you're in the Plannerettes community, I also put it there, but I will forward it to you, okay? So just email me in case you haven't signed up with your name as that, because sometimes it's hard to find it. So, so yeah, my bangs. Yeah, so when I get all a little bit emotional and I need to get myself off the couch, doing something that has a clear start and finish and an obvious change is sometimes the momentum I need to get going. So doing something else apart from your task list is a really good way to get you going. So, because one of the things when it comes to procrastination, a lot of times people think that it's, you're being lazy. It's actually a lot of procrastination. This is based on findings by Ali Abdaal in his book, Feel Good Productivity, is procrastination comes from a deep emotional place. So you're either fearful, so that you might, you're not doing the task or project you're doing because you feel like you might fail, you feel like you may not be good enough, you feel like people will laugh at you if it's not, and that's probably what I was doing, procrastinating, right? Or so fear or unknown, you don't know the exact steps you need to take to get the ball rolling. That's why it's really important to break things down into small, actionable, doable steps. Or it's inertia, the law of Newton's law of inertia, where it's so much easier to not do anything than to actually do something. But when you start to make those small steps, even, cleaning the kitchen counter, which has nothing to do maybe with the tasks and to-dos on your list, but it just gets you going. Or if it's just a 2-minute cleanup, or if it's just a 2-minute deep breathing, do something that gets you off the couch, or change your environment, or go outside just to get the ball rolling. So with regards to getting things done. So my brain went in a tangent then. I can't remember why I talked about that. All right, so this was my planner first aid kit. So let's see, what else do I have in there? Okay, I think I've moved them. All right, so far, so now this, I'm going to go and sort of like archive it on the shelf, because I've taken stuff out of there that I need for my new month. Got the self-care bingo, freebie. I'm not sure if these particular quotes are freebies, but there is a freebie for positive affirmation. It may not be these specific ones though. That's a freebie, not a freebie. This one's not a freebie. So not all things are freebie. I mean, if you would like to support me and my channel and what I do, so then I can provide these content for you, check out my my shop. Where is my shop? Does it have my shop in here? La la la, no, it doesn't have the shop. But I do have the Ultimate Planner Bundle printable, which is this one for the month of June. Okay, so I have all my planner pages, well-being, weekly and daily, gratitude log, and victory log. Okay, so what else can I pop in my, now what was in here? I'm going to zoom out. So I'm just moving stuff, getting ready for June. For those of you that might be joining me, there's 13 of you here. And of course, if you haven't yet, if you've been enjoying our little chat, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, click. And if you haven't yet subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe as well and hit that bell to get notified of when I do go. A lot of times my live stream, I'm just winging it. I'm popping on, you know, when I can, when it's quiet and everyone else has gone to bed. So I wonder if people who go on my live stream goes, what the hell's that on her head? So this is what, oh, I didn't know that was quite bright there. This is what happens in the Marianne Crest channel. I might show up in a robe. I've shown up hair messy. You know, what do they call it? Panda eyes when my mascara is still running. Okay, so let me have a look. Where were we? What do I need to move from here? Workout planner. My workout. I've let go of only this week because I was in that online summit where I was up between 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. What else do I have in here that I can move? Maybe some. I'm going to see some planner pages because I have some blank ones here. What do I need? What do I need? Okay. I've got these brain dump pages. Let me see. Let me see. So sometimes when, see, I'm feeling, that's a swear word there, I was feeling really angry. Even when I do my brain dump when I'm feeling angry, I like to make it pretty. My emotions, after I've dumped all my emotions and, what's the plan? What's the next step? I feel so sad. So I do have these brain dump printables, sort of like organize your thoughts. So if you have any ideas, there's a blank one. There's the thoughts. There's, what else do I have in here? Thoughts, worry log. So if you're one of these like me that worry a lot most of the times, I haven't actually been having to do worry logs for a while because I'm practicing, acknowledging my emotions on a regular basis, and I put a plan in place. Raccoon eyes. In the US, we say raccoon eyes. They're worry log. So if you can't sleep because you have so many thoughts going on in your head, get it out of your head. Put it down on paper, baby. And then, who here, when they were a teenager, had unrequited love? You liked a boy or a girl or someone, and, you've had a crush on them, and then they tell you, oh, sorry, Marianne, I just think of you as a little sister. Right? And you go, and then you write a love letter, dear love, I'm so sad. And then once you've written the letter, you feel better. And then I never send it. I think I rip it, So it's getting that thought out of your head and down on paper. All right, so I'm going to put some of my brain dump and worry log as spares in there. So this was April. I don't need April, but I do need my divider tabs. Actually, so this is a laminated sheet that I used to make a pocket. Did you know you can make a pocket dashboard using laminating sheets? I think I have a video of it somewhere. So once the live stream finishes, I'll pop that down there. All right, so I'll pop that there. I'll pop, you can put photos, you can put receipts, you can put any loose paper. So I'll move that there. Do I need this there? Yeah, I don't use the stencil, but sometimes it's nice to just have that there. All right, what else? What else can I move and migrate? Okay, so I need my divider tabs. So again, these divider tabs are made using from laminating sheet. It is one of my it's my top video on YouTube on how to make your clear divider tab. But this one is made from document envelope. Let me see if I can spot it. From these ones. Okay, so it's a document envelope like that. So if you don't have a laminating machine or a laminator, and you can grab these cheaply at your stationery store. So it's just a pocket sheet there. So then I just cut that bit off, and then cut it to size. So then there are tabs. Hang on a tick. I'm going to sneeze. No, yes, no. Okay, so if you don't have a laminating machine, you can use clear document envelopes. I'm trying to see. There we go. Let's pop that back in there. Okay, hang on. My God. Am I? Yep, I'm not on mute. I did my sniffles. I didn't want to do it on screen. Okay, so then, yeah, I just made my own. You know, if a lot of times the reason why I make my own is because sometimes the divider tabs that you can get, it's not enough for what I need. Maybe there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe there's only 5 and I need 6 side tabs. So I like to make my own. Or if I need, hey, I need an extra tab, I can make one and have 7 side tabs. So again, I'll make, check out clear divider tabs if you check out my channel. Let's have a look. Where are we? Let's look at some, hey, yay, you are really helping me today. I was about to lay down and do nothing, but I know I'll feel better if I do some of my self-care today instead. Yes, even while listening to me, Elle, you can be doing some doodling on your planner page. Have you tried doodling the little skincare bottles? You know, do that. Let's have a look. I'll help you. You know, like in your planner page, take one of your bottles, you know, like there's the lid, okay, and then you just draw the shape. You just draw the shape of the sunscreen or whatever it is, right? And then you can just create that and then put a label, and then you know what? You can put, you can do it. That's a good try of a beauty product, right? Or even like a cream, you know, like a, what do you call it? A face cream, right? Right. Do those doodling and you will feel better. Put that on the side of your thing and then put a little, you know, affirmation, positive affirmation. Where were we? So I'm so glad. Now, what time is it there normally? It's when I go on 12 my time, that it's midnight your time, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Well, if you like to, we're just gonna, this is your self-care time. Okay. So make sure you look after yourself and don't push yourself. I know you'll feel like me. We got to get our content up. We got to be consistent. We got to do this. We got to do that. But it's also good to just take some time off. So that's the calendar. And then I have the habit tracker. So I might, look, I'm going to just, sorry for the zooming in and out, peeps. It's just I want to show you what it looks like. This is the before. Yeah. Okay, so there's what it looks like after the pen. So what is this one? Oh no. All right, calendar, habit tracker. So I've got my habit tracker. What's next? My well-being. So my first week is this one, well-being. Okay, so I create clear divided tabs. Well, first of all, when it's clear, you can see it on the other side. Okay, so if it's, you can still use, of course, you know, printed cardstock or solid colors, but today, so that's going to be for today. what's this, gratitude log, so that's right at the back. So the clear divided tabs really just helps you get to your most used page without having to flip through and find the pages you need, like I am right now, right? So imagine having to do this every time. So clear divided tabs, whether you make your own, or you go and what do you call it, buy them. Okay, so that's all my divided tabs. What else is in here? Oh, okay, this is just a spare that I had. Some more. Okay, so do I need this in there? I haven't used it, but it's nice to have. It's nice to have. Let's move that into the new planner. Some embellishments. Ugh. Okay, so this I can also archive and put away from my desk. So normally, let me see, I wonder if you can see. Let me see if you can see. So here, see, I have my most used planner, because I have quite a few of them up here. I used to be a Filofax ambassador, so I have it here. So this the things that are in here I won't need, so I'm going to archive those, as in put them on another shelf, because you want your space to be nice and neat, because your environment also affects your energy and your mood. So even even little clutter can throw you out of whack, because our brain, so in one of my videos, how environment affects your energy and your mood and all that stuff, is our brain is always trying to look for organization to help us see, create calm. So any little things that's out of place, so if I come to my desk and it's all a mess in the morning, it's like, right? So your environment is also helps your, I'm going to take this off now. Let me see. See, now it's got a nice little curve and it's off my eyes. So I just have some of those Velcro curlers there. Okay, so that's, what else do I have? See, I had all these other planners that I had. Now, I wasn't like moving back and forth between 4 planners. Some of these planner pages I wasn't using because I kept everything to a bare minimum that I needed in my personal size. So I wasn't looking at all the other things, or only looked at them when I needed them. So in here I have my budget worksheets. I haven't been concentrating much on our budget at the moment because there's no budget. As in, there's, look, we're just yeah, it's a thing we're keeping an eye on. So I'm going to keep the expense tracker things out of the things. So, but my to-do list, that's a spare. Let's pop that back in my to-do list here. Some spare one there. What else do I have in here? I have a cleaning list. So let's move some cleaning list. So at the moment, we live in a small flat, right? And so, so we sort of clean as we go. And so I don't need to like have dedicated days to do cleaning, because normally, well, I would just, if I'm going to clean mirrors, I do all the mirrors. So I don't go room by room. So that's a cleaning list, or I have my list of stuff and future log. I'll take them all. And I think I'm going to need all of these. All right, so let's go flip through these. Come on. I think they're misaligned, so I can't pop them back. Now it's okay. That's better. Okay, that's better. Okay, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? No. I think we have to start over again. Do it this way. See, this is live TV. Live TV. Okay. I think those are all the pages, A5 size pages I need. Let's take that out so I don't archive it and then figure out where are all my pens. Is there anything in here? Nothing in there. Anything in here? I do like this vellum. The vellum. Maybe pop that there. Whoops. So this is getting quite chunky now. And because remember the ring in the Filofax Camden, so I'll archive that one as well, pop it on another shelf. Okay, so where were we? Ronnie Cat says, I tried to do PayPal, but apparently they're in region lock, but when I get a chance again, I'll either put something on Amazon or just use my card. Liana, in the US, we say raccoon eyes. Journaling your anger, disappointment, frustration always helps. Yes, great advice on the doodling. Yes, and then you get to practice. You get to practice your drawing. I love the clear divided tab video. I think that's how I found you originally, and I'm so glad you are here with me, Ronnie Cat, and one of my supportive plannerettes. I appreciate you all so much. So where were we? So the cleaning list of stuff. So those of you who follow or have read David Allen's book, How to Get Things Done. So if you have anything that's on your mind that you don't know yet when to do or the outcome, have a place or a system that you can park it or write it down so you don't have to try and remember it in your head. And it's just but you have to make sure that the place that you write it down, so I call mine the list of stuff, is something that you review regularly. So a lot of these are my video ideas, so I've just kept them and I'll just go through them and cross them off once I have either completed them or I no longer want to make them. So list of stuff, and then also according to David Allen, anything, any task that has more than one physical actionable step. So as soon as you have to do one and then two, he considers that as a project. So not traditional, project management or anything. In his How to Get Things Done system, anything that has more than one step, physical actionable step, is a project, and then you can break it down, because a lot of times we don't get things done is because we just go, let's say, go visit the doctor, right? I always do the go visit a doctor because let's say go get our car maintenance or car checkup or whatever, right? So you just put that on your list, got to get the car checked. And it's more than one task, because first of all, the first task is find when you would want to not have the car, so then it's in the garage to be checked. So you got to figure out schedule wise, you got to find the phone number, you got to call them, you got to book the time, then you got to organize families transportation on what's going to happen without the car, right? So it's more than one step, but in our task or to-do list, we just have it as one. And so what happens, we don't take action or we don't make any movement on it because it's such a big task. Not big as in like grand, but it has more than one moving part or more than one actionable step. So anytime you have anything on your task list that you have moved from one day to the next, to the next, to the next week, to the next month, and you keep wondering, why haven't I taken action? It's because you haven't broken it down into small actionable steps. When you do that, right, completing a task doesn't mean, oh, I can't take it off my list until I've got my car checked. It's about completing one little action at a time, because then that's when your brain goes, oh, we've completed another step. What's the next one? Because that felt good, because we have had this task on our list for so long, we're actually making movement. So breaking it down, so the projects list allows you to break down any task into small actionable steps, and all you got to do is, what's the next step? Okay, let's put that on our to-do list today. What's the next step after that? Okay, so that's the projects list. And then he also, according to David Allen, so if you have anything on your mind, or you want to do, but you don't know yet what the outcome or when to do it, but it's not immediate. Maybe later down in the year, or maybe it's something you'd like to do. So for me, it could be learning the ukulele, or climbing the Sydney Harbour Bridge, even though I live here and it's, technically just in my backyard, how you're never a tourist in your own city. So something like that. So, but you don't want to forget it, put it in a someday maybe list. And then I also have my future log. So because I don't have dated planner, if anything does come up later down the track, because I plan month to month, and so let's say, my older son has an excursion in September. Well, where do I put that information? Because I don't have a dated planner for September yet. I put it in my future log. So I have, there's nothing in September. So birthdays, of course, bills coming up, subscriptions. But yeah, a lot of these things are my older son's different excursions. So then that way I help remind him, hey, you got an excursion to go to. Make sure you got to wake up early because you're not going to school. You got to go there straight to the venue, blah, blah, blah. And so I've got my future log. So that one, I'll pop that there for June. So like, for example, he has a history excursion that's coming up in June, but because I haven't created my June calendar yet, I have nowhere to write it down. So I write it down in my future log. Okay, so what else do I have in here? So at the back, I just have different hand lettering fonts that I, if I want to be a little bit more creative. But my go-to, font is this one, and I just changed the color. So I do have a video showing you how to create bubble font. This sort of like misaligned letters. My go-to font using the Zig Clean color dot marker. So so if you want to be a little bit creative in your hand lettering and your headings for your weekly and monthly pages or your planner pages, I have 5 different hand lettering style that I show you how to create this using markers, highlighters or markers. And then the other stuff I have on here are the fun planner pages. So I'm going to go back and make sure I update these. I haven't updated these probably because I haven't watched any TV shows lately. But yeah, so look, this is just the fun stuff. Most people I've had, when I showed this on Instagram, most people go, there's an app you can use to track those things. Yes, there's an app for everything, but I'm a pen to paper kind of girl because, there's studies that show that when you think something, write it down on paper and then read through it, it does something to your brain to either retain the memory or just it's a fun thing. You get to color, you get to cut, you get to glue. So TV shows tracker. I have my movie shows tracker. The last movie I watched was back in February. I think I watched a few more. So what I do, I have a video showing you how you can go grab, save images from Google of the movies or the TV shows that you've watched. Measure the space you're going to glue it on, print it, put it on Word document, cut it, glue it, and then there's a movies tracker. Again, this is just a great indication too. Have I been taking time to just go and watch a movie? You know what? I haven't watched a movie for a while. Maybe that's a great self-care, me time that I can do for in June. Okay, so it's a visual tracker and a visual reminder. Are you doing something that you enjoy? One of the things could be watching TV. One of the things could be going to the movies. One of the things could be reading books. Okay, so I've got to update. I'm reading a second book. So I haven't, I take a long time to read books because I actually only read normally, 10 minutes at a time in the morning. So then that way, I don't get bored with it. It's easy, it's achievable, it's manageable. So I don't do this 100 books in 100 days. It'll be more like 1 book in 100 days, right? I've got a books tracker. I've got a savings tracker. So build that muscle memory of saving. And then I also have the Budget Mums Savings Challenge in there. I won't show you that because, of course, it's a paid challenge. I have other trackers for, I think this is Instagram, and then my what do you call it? My future log. Okay. Oh, I don't like the vellum there. I do like the self-care, and I don't like that there. Okay, because I want to be able to go and dab, dauber, bingo, bingo. Have I done anything? Rewatch a movie, go to a coffee shop alone, write a kind note, journal for 5 minutes. Okay, so I haven't done any of these ones here. Maybe let's see if I can do a bingo. I can take a 1 minute deep breathing at the end, so I might do that. Okay, so that is, oh, and then of course, right, so this is the Filofax Camden organizer in the color olive. This is not a sponsored video, by the way, although I do have an affiliate code that you can use. 10% for leather items, 20% for non-leather items, and 30% discount code for their personalization station. So the Camden one, you can remove the ring mechanism, and then it just slides there. So if you don't have, you don't use ring planners, but you use a notebook and you want a nice cover for it, the Camden, you can remove that. So this one I'm going to pop here. So then look how thick that is, and look how thick my planner pages are. Okay, and then the strap is long enough to go and close. Where is it? Close, close, and I've got them all there. So I've got stuff in between my notebooks there. I've got some I'm doing my study. So that is where I'm going to be for the month of June. I have moved all the planner pages that I want to use. Oh, there goes I bumped the table. So for the rest of May, I am still in my, in my personal size Malden organizer, where I have my V2, so all the ultimate planner bundle and the personal planner bundle, I have it in the just below the description under my shop. So I'll be in my so I've got to finish the rest of the week in here, my habit tracker, my mood tracker. So there's my mood log, there's my well-being, and as you can see, I haven't done any of my habits because, again, these last 3 days I was on an online summit from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. So then after 8 a.m. I pretty much reversed it. I napped during the day, or I slept during the day. So I'll catch up on that. And then there's my well-being, there's my weekly, and then there is my Saturday. Okay. So all these things, I'll go back and skim through the whole video, and then anything that I mentioned. But if you do want to have a look at any stuff that I have, I do have my Amazon stationery, my favorite stationery. So you can find the hole puncher, the scissors. Do check out my storefront and Amazon affiliate link. And I'm going to finish now because I'm running out of breath. But I just want to share, I did buy some Muji pens because I wanted to have 0.38 millimeter writing. So again, because I was, doubting myself. Now, you don't have to buy stuff, or you don't have to cut your fringe when you are having any doubts or anything like that. I have been responsible. I haven't been buying much stationery for a few months, so I gave myself a little reward. So I bought 0.3. I did have 0.38 Muji gel pens in the past, but I gave all of my set to a friend, and I just kept the 0.5. But I wanted a thin writing instead of, so this is 0.5. And I tried all my other 0.38. It didn't feel right, but then this felt right. So I got myself I bought some Muji gel pens. And while I was there, I saw that Zebra Mild Liner has new mild colors. I think they had mild colors. Is that what and so there's 5 new ones. I did an Instagram little reel of that. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed today's impromptu live stream where I have set up my planner pages for the month of June, using all the different planner pages that I think I will use for the month of June, my well-being, my weekly, my habit tracker, my calendar, and all the fun trackers and how to get things done trackers as well. Now, I appreciate you. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do. I think I'm now only 51% of those who watch my videos are not subscribed. It used to be 70%. So yay to us subscribing to Marianne Crest. And of course, go check out I think this one, if you want the free self-care bingo and any of my printables, sign up for the newsletter instead, because I do have a separate page, but go and sign up for the newsletter. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, and just make sure that you are looking after yourself. Anytime you feel emotionally, mentally, or physically not well, take some rest. And rest doesn't have to be the whole day off. Because I know not everyone can have the whole day off. But taking that 1 minute deep breathing, or 5 deep breaths, or doodling in your planner, or embellishing your planner page with colorful washi tapes and stickers, and doing that for 5 minutes may just be the circuit breaker or the reset that you need to get you not so much to ignore or dismiss how you're feeling, because it's important to acknowledge how you're feeling, figure out why, because there's a reason why you might be sad, a reason you might be feeling low, a reason why you might not be feeling motivated, or a reason why you start to question everything you do. It's just maybe you're tired, maybe you're hungry, maybe you haven't had enough water. Because dehydration can affect also your mood and your energy. Maybe you haven't had enough sleep. Maybe you haven't gone outside for a walk. Maybe you haven't called a friend. Maybe you haven't hung out with the people that you love that make you laugh, right? Don't isolate yourself and think that you're alone in however you're feeling. Because I've done that. I've done that and thinking, oh, no one loves me. How come no one's contacting me, right? We have to be there for ourselves before we can be there for others. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.